We'll start with the course title, Design and Make Custom Sneakers. It really should be changing the color scheme of a pair of Air Jordans, because that's actually what you're going to be doing. And when people modify the Air Jordans, they do it one of two ways. They either paint the components, or they actually change the color and material of the components. So this course will teach you how to do the latter, but what it will not teach you how to do is design and make a pair of custom sneakers from scratch. So that's very important. The cost of the class itself is $650, and you can buy a $300 toolkit. Then you would also have to buy a heat gun, a sewing machine, some various construction materials like adhesives. So I would budget actually about $1,500 to take the class, and that number varies quite a bit depending on the type of sewing machine you get. As far as the class itself is concerned, I thought that the video demonstrations were very clear. I thought the explanations were clear on how to do stuff, and I thought the pace and the format was very conducive to learning. I do want to point out three things in the course, though. One is on the list of sewing machines that are sufficient. A Singer Heavy Duty is listed, and I can tell you that Singer Heavy Duty will not sew leather automatically. You can do it while using the hand crank wheel, but I don't really know how much time that saves you doing it by hand with the wheel versus either hand stitching it or even just getting a cobbler's machine for less money. The second thing, so that machine I don't think should be on that list. The second thing to be aware of is sewing. Being able to have a proficiency in sewing should be a prerequisite for this class, because the guy will teach you how to sew, but there's a difference between learning how to operate a machine and actually being proficient at sewing. And if you lose a couple weeks learning how to sew yourself or more, then you're no longer in sync with your peer group and the projects as they're due for the class. And then the third thing I want to point out is there's a step where you separate the sole from the donor shoe that you used for the class. And that step, in the class it says to soak the shoe in acetone to weaken the adhesive for about 20 minutes. It's really more like 20 hours for that acetone to work to break up that adhesive. And also what should be mentioned is it's temperature dependent. So if you don't want to have the acetone soaking in your living area, which is typically warmer, and you want to take it out to, like they say, the shed or the porch or someplace outside, if the temperature is much colder, let's say in the fall or the winter time, then the acetone won't work to separate the shoe. So that's another thing that you should be aware of. So those are kind of my rundown items for the Design and Make Your Custom Sneakers class by the Shoe Surgeon. And hopefully this helps you determine whether or not this class is right for you.